Today I'm going to show you 5 of the most common portrait drawing mistakes, along with how to fix them. What makes this different is that I'm not just telling you what to do, I'll show you the mistakes first and then draw it the correct way. These are the things that make the biggest difference in your own portraits. Let's get into it. Drawing eyes too high up on the head. This is probably the most common mistake I see, and one I made consistently in the beginning. You're focused on the face. You get caught up in drawing the details, but before you know it, the eyes are right near the top of the skull and the forehead looks like it barely exists. I remember doing a portrait of one of my brothers when I first started out. It looked like him, but something was completely off. It looked really intense and slightly alien, and I didn't know why until I realized his eyes were way too high up the head. The key thing here is to remember this: the eyes actually sit just above halfway down the head. That can feel weird at first, like you're putting the eyes too low, but once you start doing it, everything else falls into place. The forehead feels more natural, the face gains structure, and the features breathe better. Try out the Andrew Loomis method, and I recommend this video in the top right. Fixing this one mistake gave my drawings a huge step up. Try it on your next sketch. Draw a basic head shape, mark halfway, and place the eyes there. You'll feel the difference straight away. If this is already helping you, smash that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments if you've been guilty of placing the eyes on your drawings too high up. I know I definitely have. Not drawing the cranium of the head. Now that we've placed the eyes, let's talk about the rest of the head and something that's often forgotten, and that's the cranium. When I first started drawing portraits, I would only draw what I saw in the face, so the features, the chin, maybe the hair, but I was completely ignoring the back of the skull, and this made my heads look really weird, flat, and almost like stickers. Then one day I was sketching from a side view and actually reading more about the Andrew Loomis method and realized there's a whole section of the head I'm not drawing, and that's why my drawings looked really weird. The skull doesn't just end behind the ear, it curves back, and that matters. So now even when I'm drawing straight on, I build the full structure of the skull. I sketch a bull for the cranium, then add the jaw and the features on top. It's like sculpting the head from a block. You get depth, weight, and volume. Start doing this even in quick sketches. Don't just draw the face, draw the head. Build it from the base. This is especially true when you're drawing from the side angle. It gives your portraits a sense of three-dimensional form and makes them feel a lot more convincing. And this takes us to the next mistake, one that ties everything together: not considering perspective of the head. A lot of portrait issues come down to not thinking about perspective. You might be drawing everything in the right place, but if the angle feels off, you'll never feel grounded. I remember trying to draw a face looking slightly up before, and again, like the other 2 tips, it just felt weird. The nose was floating, the mouth felt detached, and the features weren't sitting on the head properly. It was because I wasn't thinking in 3D. I was drawing symbols, outlines, but not the forms. Here's what helped. Think of the head as a box. Even a sphere has a front plane. If the head is tilted up, those features will curve with it. The eye line curves, the mouth wraps round. Same with tilting down, not turning to the side. Everything shifts with the angle and conforms to perspective. Before starting a portrait now, I quickly block in the head direction, all conforming to perspective. Just a line for the brow, a curve for the eye line and the nose. It only takes a few seconds, but it stops the face from feeling flat. If you're finding this part tricky, I've got a separate video breaking down head angles and perspective. Click the link in the top right, it will help everything here make a lot more sense. So once you understand perspective, you'll realize that features aren't floating on the face, they wrap around it. And that's what brings us to another habit that holds a lot of people back: rushing the details too quickly. Man, oh man, I've seen this time and time and time again. I definitely did it when I was a beginner to drawing. You would get into the details at first. I loved getting into the details, you know, drawing the way that eye looked, drawing the iris, drawing the eyelashes, really getting into the microscopic details. But then when you stand back, the face looks completely wrong. The proportions are all over the place, apart from this one eye that looks really detailed. And it's such a classic beginner drawing mistake. Really try to avoid this one. I think this is the most important one, not only for your portraits or whatever you're drawing. Now I always build the foundation first. I rough in the head shape, then the placement of the features, then the planes of the face. Only when the structure feels solid do I actually start detailing. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start painting the windows before laying the foundations. So this is the same with drawing or facial feature alignment sketches. You can get every single feature right. The nose, the eyes, the lips, but if they're not aligned properly, the whole face feels off. And it's hard to figure out why. This happened to me all the time early on. I'll spend ages on a portrait only to realize one eye was slightly too high up on the face, or the mouth wasn't centered with the nose. Tiny shift, but this breaks the illusion and makes it look like a completely different face. Getting a portrait likeness correct is hard enough. To try and avoid this classic mistake, now I constantly check my alignments. I draw a vertical line, or I actually draw a imaginary line in my head that goes vertically and horizontally. So make this a habit. Take a step back and double check. Are things lined up? Is this face balanced? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed these tips, and good luck and have fun with your next portrait drawing. And I really recommend you checking out this video coming up.